Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Charles Coachman, and this is Bay Area Let's Talk Music with Tux. Tux, I actually just had to text my wife to say, let Tux in the office. Let Tux in the office for me because I can't get over there. So, Bay Area Let's Talk Music, and I'm Charles Coachman. My phone number or text line is 408-439-0766, or you can email me at bayarealetstalk@gmail.com. And this short little show is all about music. All about music. And then we're going to take a look at some Irish music today, or at least some Irish bands. Some that you've heard of, some that you may not have, and then for some reason, they left off one of my favorite groups of all time. And they had a huge smash hit, and they were Ireland's really first rock band, and they left them off. They dumped them. They just didn't recognize it for whatever reason. Maybe it was because of longevity, which was a short span. But they had one of the biggest hits of all time in rock and roll. So we'll talk about them later. So let's see. I like to start out each of my shows with happy birthday shout outs. Bradley Craig Beck out of Colorado. Happy birthday to you. Joseph Lamb, realtor here in San Jose, and Roy Scalato. Happy birthday to you, both of you, realtors here in the South Bay, and Tom Myers. Tom Myers is doing sports yards. So Tom, happy birthday to you, also in the Bay Area. So, guys, happy birthday to you. And if it is your birthday out there, I want to wish you a very happy birthday, too. Happy birthday to each one of you. Next thing I like to do is go ahead and give a shout out to the groups that I am using, that I have been working with over these last few months. Let's pull this down. Let's get this back in here. But Grow Live Academy, that's a Ken Walls company. Grow Live Academy. If you want to learn how to go online and talk live, Ken Walls and the Grow Live Academy is a place for you to be, to check out his program and get going on it, because it is a wonderful program and he has offered tons and tons of value. And I can't say enough about it. But let's see what else. Then we have StreamYard.com. That's the platform that we are using to go live. So StreamYard.com. And then Hippo Video, I am using that to record videos to send to my clients. And it's a great way to keep in touch with your clients. You send them a video, you put it on their email. They don't have to upload or download. They just press play, and it's there for you. It is there for you to do it all. So today, let's start with this day in music, or this day in rock. Let's call it this day in music. Got a little bit of confusion here, so we are plugging away, but I am going to get to the bottom of this at some point. Born on this date in 1919, Nat King Cole. Nathaniel Adams Cole was born in Montgomery, Alabama in 1919. One of the greatest voices of all time. You cannot be mistaken when you hear Nat King Cole. Just a wonderful, wonderful singer, and we were lucky to have him. 1941 on this date, Clarence Clemens, E Street Band. You know who he is, Mr. Sax. Mr. Sax, born on this day in 1941. Unfortunately, Clarence passed away a few years back, but we have tons of music of him with the E Street Band that was just phenomenal. So here's my point of confusion. Last Friday, I was given the date as Paul Kantner's birthday, and today we're double dipping because I'm being told that it is Paul Kantner's birthday today. So I'm going to have to find out what's the truth. We got to get to the bottom of this. Paul Kantner, they're saying, is born 1944 on this date, not last Friday. Where will this mystery end? And Paul Kantner, of course, was with Jefferson Airplane and Jefferson Starship and was just a phenomenal member of that band. On this date in 1944, John Sebastian was born. John Sebastian. Do you remember his music with The Loving Spoonful? And then he also had a big hit with Welcome Back, Kotter. But songs like What a Day for a Daydream, Summer in the City. He had some just awesome hits. And then he had like playful songs like Nashville Cats. But probably the biggest concert that he ever did, probably the biggest concert that most bands ever did that were there in 1969, he attended the Woodstock Festival. He attended the Woodstock Festival. He was going to go and listen to all the people that were there. Well, when the rains were going so hard, they needed an acoustic guitar player. And so they asked him to come up and play for them. And so he went through his hits. And what a thrill. You're going there, you're just going to catch up with some of your friends and say hi. And then all of a sudden, you're called to the stage. Hey, man, can you give us a hand? And John Sebastian did it. This date in 1957, Elvis Presley bought Graceland Mansion from Miss Ruth Brown. This is a 10,000 square foot home on 13.8 acres. He bought it for $102,500. $102,500. Boy, would you like to buy that today? Holy smokes, Elvis, good job. In 1958, on this day, the Champs and their big hit Tequila went to #1 on the U.S. single charts and was there for 5 weeks. The Champs. On this date in 1962, one of the first times this ever happened, Billboard reports that Ray Charles started his own record label, Tangerine Records. The guy was a very sophisticated businessman. And he knew how to do everything. So Ray Charles, congratulations to you. On this date in 1962, the Shirelles released Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy, a big hit, New Jersey girl group, became a million seller. And I do not know that it became #1, but it got close. But a girl group with that kind of power, and that song was phenomenal. In 1968, the Bee Gees made their U.S. television debut on The Ed Sullivan Show. It seems like all the acts that came over from Great Britain made their American debut on The Ed Sullivan Show. That guy lined up everyone. Everyone that was anyone made it to The Ed Sullivan Show because he had the market and the spotlight tied up. On this date in 1973, Dr. Hook released their single on the cover of the Rolling Stone, and it peaked at #6 on the charts. It was banned in the BBC for some reason. I didn't look into it far enough. Did not look into it. Let's see if I can grab that real quick. See if I can find that real quick. Oh. They banned it just because it mentioned Rolling Stone magazine. I don't understand that. Maybe because the magazine and the band were in a dispute. I don't know. But anyway, it was banned by the BBC. 1976. So there you lose all these fans of that music because of a dispute. I don't know. 1976, the Bob Dylan song Hurricane, about the boxer Reuben Hurricane Carter. And it brought about a retrial for him. Now, there were some people that said, hey, the guy was guilty. And then there are some that say, hey, he should be off. So he was off. Here we go to the disco era. 1979, Gloria Gaynor made a 4-week stop atop the Billboard charts with her #1 song, I Will Survive. I Will Survive. And then also in 1979, believe it or not, the Bee Gees were at the top of the album charts with Spirits Having Flown. #1 on the US and UK charts. #1 on the UK charts. I just want to make sure that I have that. And then on this date, it was a light day because there's a lot of stuff that it's not rock and roll. There's a lot of different things that are going on that they're talking about. But the Kinks in 2004, the Kinks leader, not the founder, but the leader of the group, the Kinks, Ray Davies, received from the Queen at Buckingham Palace the CBE medal. That's the Commander of the British Empire. Commander of the British Empire. You've come a long way, baby. So Ray Davies, what an awesome, awesome honor. And then on this date in 2005, this will be the last one, Robert Plant, former lead singer of Led Zeppelin, was presented his Lifetime Achievement Grammy Award at the South by Southwest concert or program down in Austin, Texas. So congratulations, Robert Plant, for that. Now, I'm going to skip over. I'm going to share this screen, and I just wanted, it's St. Patrick's Day, St. Patty's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Everybody in America today is Irish, no matter what. Had some fun days back when I was a younger cat, a little bit crazy. Enjoyed life. Let's see. Let's share this screen real quick. Share this, open it up. And I want to take a look at the best bands in Irish, the best Irish bands in the last 50 years. And they've left one off, so I'm going to have to give them a mention. So let's see if I can find this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This should be it right here. Are we following it? Yes, here we go. So I'm going to skip over and I'm going to take a look at this. And so the best Irish bands of all time, they are taking a look back over the past 5 decades and enlist what is, in his opinions, and are still the best 10 Irish bands. Well, I'm going to start out with an honorable mention. An honorable mention, and for whatever reason, I can't remember the name of the band, but it was them. Them. You may remember the song Gloria. 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 Well, member of that band was Van Morrison. Them. They put out that song, one of the biggest rock and roll hits of all time, and they're not in the top 10 Irish bands. And some of these bands, I have no idea who they are, but still they're there. So let's take a look. Let's see what they got going on. So number 10, the Dubliners, the most famous Irish folk group. Okay, the Dubliners. Have you heard of them? Have you heard of them? Now, I'll tell you what, this number 9 band, Clannad, Donegal's most famous Irish band. This lady has just an awesome voice. And the music, it's like some of that Celtic music. And I think it's absolutely terrific. Wouldn't call it rock, but they're calling it, they're just their favorite bands. Now, this group, the Corrs, this is number 8. These ladies not only look good, but they sound terrific. They sound terrific. So I had never heard of them. I honestly had never heard of them. Of course, I had never heard of Clannad, and I had never heard of the Dubliners. But here we are, the Corrs, and they are good. They are exceptional. Now, this group I have heard of, the Boomtown Rats. The Boomtown Rats. Hey, late 70s, early 80s, you certainly heard of the Boomtown Rats, an Irish rock band. They were something else. And then Bob Geldof, of course, helped put together the Live Aid concert. So that was awesome. The Pogues, singers of the most famous Irish Christmas song. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Pogues, but if you've heard of Tom Waits, you got an idea of what this group sounds like. Their most famous song sounds pretty much like dead on Tom Waits. Here was a big one, number 5, Thin Lizzy, hard rock band from Dublin. I love Thin Lizzy. The Boys Are Back in Town was just one of my favorite songs. And it was kind of a theme song for our football team in high school. The Boys Are Back in Town. And we just absolutely loved it. Number 4, the Cranberries, Limerick's most famous Irish band. This young lady is a rocker. A rocker. So, hey, I've never listened to them. Never listened to them at all. But they were pretty doggone good. So, love it. Go for it. Number 4. It's kind of hard to believe, but number 4. Number 3, Horselips. Wonderful band. The Celtic Rockers. So, hey, never heard of them, but if you have, they are Ireland's number 3 band. Okay, so you have to have, I guess, a boy band in there. You had pretty much a girl band in there. Now you got to have a boy band. And I actually listened to them. They were okay for a boy band. If you know what I mean, like the Backstreet Boys or one of those other groups. One of the songs that they did and that I listened to was a cover of Billy Joel's song Uptown Girl. So Westlife, one of the best Irish boy bands. Must have been tough. The number 1 band of Ireland all time. One of the best bands no matter what time and where. One of I would say probably the top 20 bands of all time, if not higher. Could be in the top 10. Wouldn't be in my top 10, but it would be in the top 10. Number 1 from Ireland, U2. I had friends that just swore by these guys. Absolutely love them. I could care less, but now I like them. As I look back on their music, I really like them. Anyway, that is your top 10 Irish bands. Top 10 Irish bands. Always good to take a look at our Irish brothers and sisters. Always want to take a good look and enjoy the music. Have a very wonderful St. Patrick's Day. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your night, because it's right there for us. Let's see if we got somebody up here. Hey, Scott. Yeah. Scott, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you stopped in. My little Tux was banging on the door, so I had to text my wife to say, hey, Darlene, let Tux in here. I'm about ready to go live. So she opens up. He immediately comes over and says, all right, Dad, you know what I need to do. So right up the leg. Anyway, I hope that everyone has a wonderful evening. Have a great time. If you'd like to share this out, we're going to be sharing a little bit of music. I actually played a couple of Irish songs. I put them out there on Facebook on both the soundtrack of my life. That's my Facebook page that's all about music. And then I've also put them on the Charles Coachman page. A couple of songs by the Irish Rovers. One that almost everybody knows, and the other one, a song that's played at wakes. Finnegan's Wake, I believe it's called. But have a wonderful, wonderful evening. We'll be back on Friday, I believe. We're going to be here on Friday, and I wish you just the best of all things. Have a great evening. I look forward to seeing you again on Friday. Take care. God bless. Bye.